rest of the weekend over in La Liga, with Real Madrid running away with it at the moment, top of the tree with 15 points of a possible 15. But can they be caught this midweek? Well, we'll take a look at that and much more next. That's right, folks, back once again with another video today. We take a look at match number 6, that's right, over in La Liga, and we'll get to it in a second. If you're new, where you've been, smash your subscribe. You want subscribe for Blackburn Rovers, La Liga, woo, football. We're going to, here, under one, Ruski, that's right. Double match week over in Spain, that's right, as La Liga tries to keep up the races across Europe, that's right. But who will take full advantage in this short space of time? Well, we'll look at it, all of it in a second. If you're new, where you've been, smash your subscribe. You want subscribe for Blackburn Rovers, and of course, big shout out to the members and the Patreons, of course. But what we're going to do now, though, is revisit those matches that did take place this past weekend and then bring you back up to date with what's going on in this coming midweek. So here we go then, lads. Of course, looking forward to the games. But what happened this past weekend? Well, this happened, of course. These results are on the screen right about now. So let's go through them one by one. My picks are on the left. The real deal was on the right. See how I made out in the end. Well, my boys, Sociedad took an L. 3-1 loss to Real Betis. I went with a 1-0 loss. Meanwhile, Girona did lose to Levante. 4-0, big win for Levante. I went the other way. Meanwhile, Real Madrid did beat Espanyol 2-0 on with a 3-0 win. Alavés lost to Sevilla 2-1. Villarreal picking up a 2-1 win over Osasuna. Got that one spot on the nose. Valencia beat Atlético 2-0 winners there. I went with a draw. Celta Vigo picked up an away draw against Vallecano. I went with a home win. Mallorca, only a massive draw for them against Atlético Madrid. Elche, picking up a winner over Real Oviedo. And, of course, Barcelona did beat Getafe 3-0. I went with the 4-0. Ultimately, I did pretty shit this past week. But this is the table as of right now. It looks pretty good for Xabi Alonso's boys. Top of the tree, they're 15 points of a possible 15. Barcelona also unbeaten, one blip on their resume, and they could actually be top of the table if everything goes their way this weekend. Going down, Girona, Mallorca, and my boys, Sociedad, who need to get their act together. We do have a prediction league. It's La Liga Portsmouth. That's what the league is. I don't know why I don't change that, but it is there. We're not going to give you an update because of the double match week, and yeah, just do your thing. And of course, the games are starting tomorrow, so I've got to get this video pretty pronto. So let's get into it then, shall we? And have a look at the games, which are these, that's right. They're coming at you spread over the next few days. It's actually quite quick turnaround. These games go all the way through to Thursday the 25th, and then the next round of games to kick off on Saturday. We already had one of them. One has taken place early doors, and it resulted in a 1-1 scoreline. That was between Celta Vigo and Real Betis. So we're not doing that game. That game's done. I don't know what happens on the Super Brew, so check that out. But what does happen, of course, is a quick look at the next round of games, and that is, of course, Bilbao taking on Girona. That's right, that's coming at you over at the San Mams on the 23rd of September. Ernesto Valverde's Bulls are actually struggling right now for form. 4 defeats in the spin on all ships and all sizes. They sit 7th right now with 9 points for them. Up against Girona under Michel. There, if you think Bilbao are struggling or Girona are struggling, they are rock bottom with just a 1 point winless in the last 6 matches, including 5 defeats. They played Bilbao 10 times to 2017. They have won 4 of them. Bilbao won 5 of them, and there's been 1 draw. They last played at the San Mams. It was a 3-0 win for Bilbao back in February 2025. Bilbao, though, on the back of a loss against Valencia, also losing to Arsenal. In fact, they haven't scored a goal in the last 4 matches. Goodness gracious me. Meanwhile, Girona, on the back of that 4-0 home defeat to Levante. So both sides struggling right now. The bookies only see 1 winner, though, and that is Bilbao, and I'm going to go with that as well. 2-0 winners. Like I said, the goals have been dried up a little bit, so I don't know if it's going to be that elaborate. But definitely a win, I think, for Bilbao in the end. Meanwhile, Espanyol taking on Valencia. That's right, Espanyol under Manuel Gonzalez. They sit 4th right now, 10 points for them, just 1 defeat in the last 6. Up against Valencia, Carlos Corbejan, who are in 11th with 7 points, 2 defeats for them over the last 6 matches. Now, these 2 clubs have played 60 times since 1995. We have 20 wins for Espanyol, 25 wins for Valencia. There's been 15 draws. Coming into this, though, they last played over at Espanyol. It was a 1-1 scoreline back in December 2024. In fact, the last 5 matches between these 2 sides have ended up all square. Goodness gracious me. Last time around, though, for Espanyol, losing to Real Madrid over in Madrid. Valencia with that 2-0 win over Bilbao most recently. This one's tight in the bookies, but they give it to Espanyol for the dub. I think I'm going for a draw here, which, of course, is the form book of recent years. So yeah, draws galore on the history books through that one. I'm adding another one to the pile. Meanwhile, Levante, they're taking on Real Madrid. That's right, also the 23rd of September at the Kuwait de Valencia. Levante under Julian Calero, they sit 16th right now, 4 points for them. Back-to-back games now without a defeat up against Real Madrid, 100% success rate for them. Top of the tree, 15 points of a possible 15. Now, they have played Levante 30 times since 2004. 6 wins, Levante, 20 wins for Real Madrid. There's been 4 draws. They last played at this stadium. Guess what? It was a 6-goal bonanza, and it went all in favour of a 3-3 draw. Goodness gracious me. In fact, it was back-to-back 6 goals bonanzas. They last played at Madrid. It was a 6-0 win for Real Madrid. But this time, at Levante, last time, 3-3 it was. Right down the middle. Real Madrid on the back of that 2-0 win over Espanyol. Levante on the back of that 4-0 win over Girona. But of course, one side in this one that should win it. The bookies are going with it. I'm going with it. I'm going with 3-0 winners once again. Sevilla taking on Villarreal also on Tuesday, the 23rd of September. Coming out of the Ramon Sanchez Piguan. Matias Almeida is the coach there. They're unbeaten in the last 3 matches. Are Sevilla. They sit 9th right now, 7 points for them. Up against Villarreal and Marcelino, just 1 win in the last 4. They sit 3rd, 10 points to the name. Now they play each other 56 times since 1997. 25 wins for Sevilla, 15 wins for Villarreal. There's been 16 draws. They last played at Sevilla. 2-1 winners it was for Villarreal, who won 3 on the bounce against their opposition. This, of course, they're taking on this midweek. Sevilla on the back of that 2-1 win over Alavés. Villarreal also same scoreline, 2-1 victors over Osasuna. But the bookies will go with the wayside here, Villarreal. I don't think it's as plain Jane as that. I'm going with the home win, 2-1 winner. Sevilla upsetting the apple cart. Into Wednesday we go. It's Getafe taking on Deportivo Alavés, coming out of the Coliseum Alfonso Perez. Getafe under Pepe Bordalas. They sit 8th right now with 9 points to their name. Up against Alavés under Eduardo Coudet, who are 10th with 7 points. Now, these two clubs have played 20 times since 2003. 6 wins Getafe, 5 wins Alavés. There's been 9 draws. They last played over at Getafe. It was a 2-0 winners for the hosts back in September 2024. Getafe did the double over Alavés last season. Back-to-back wins, back-to-back clean sheets. In fact, Getafe have 3 clean sheets at the last 4 against Deportivo Alavés. Alavés, though, on the back of a 2-1 loss to Sevilla. Getafe losing to Barcelona, as both sides try to come back from their most recent defeats. The bookies will lean towards Getafe on this one. It is tight, but I've gone with them as well. 1-0 winners, Getafe nicking it. Meanwhile, a bit of a bumpy out of sorts. Atletico Madrid here coming at you, taking on Vallecano at the Riyadh Air Metropolitano. Madrid under Diego Simeone, they sit 12th, 6 points for them. Just 1 defeat in the last 5, however, 1 win in the last 6. Yep, that's right. They are the draw kings. Taking on Ingenio Perez is Vallecano. Just 1 win in the last 5 for them as well. They sit 14th. Madrid sit 12th. They played 32 times since 1994. 12 wins. When I say 12, I mean 21 wins. Bit of dyslexia in the numbers there. 21 wins for Atletico Madrid, 4 wins for Vallecano. There's been 7 draws. Coming at you last time around at Madrid, 3-0 winners it was for Atletico, who've won back-to-back against Vallecano at this very venue. Meanwhile, Madrid on the back of that 1-1 scoreline away to Mallorca. Vallecano also on the same scoreline against Celta Vigo. Despite their bumpy bit of form, Vallecano are expected to lose this game. And Madrid taking the win according to the bookies. And I'm going with a 2-1 to Atletico Madrid. Meanwhile, a must-win territory now for Sociedad. They're taking on an out of sorts Mallorca right now in the Real Arena. Sociedad under Sergio Francesco, the coach there, 18th for the table, just 2 points for them. 3 defeats on the bounce. Up against Mallorca under Jagado Bereste, winless in the last 5. Now, they've played 41 times since 1998. 21 wins for Sociedad, 15 wins Mallorca. There's been 5 draws. They last played over at Sociedad. 2-0 winners. It was for Mallorca, who are 3-0 against Sociedad over the last 3 matches. Sociedad, though, on the back of that 3-1 loss to Real Betis. Mallorca drawing with Atletico Madrid most recently. And the bookies will go with Sociedad despite their really wokey bit of form here. Yep, I've got to go with them, even though they've been really woeful right now. I've just gone with the 1-0 win, just enough to get over the line and get the 3 points and hopefully turn the chains here. Meanwhile, Osasuna up against Elche, coming at you on a Thursday at the 25th of September at the Estadio El Sadar. Osasuna under Alessandro Lezzi. They are 13th right now, 6 points for them. They've won 3, lost 3 over the last 6. Elche under Ida Sarieba. They sit 5th right now, just 1 defeat in the last 6. Now, they played 16 times since 1997. 5 wins, Osasuna, 3 wins, Elche. There's been 8 draws between the two sides. Last time around, over at Osasuna, 2-1 as it was for the victors, who are the hosts, of course, who are unbeaten against Elche over in the last 6. But they have been 4 draws in the last 6 between these two sides. Osasuna, though, on the back of that loss to Villarreal. Elche on the back of that important 1-0 win over Real Oviedo. Bookies for this one will go with the Osasuna. They are the home side here. I think I'm going that way as well. I've gone with a draw, point apiece. It is a common result between these two sides. And then finally, we go to Real Oviedo. They're taking on Barcelona, coming at it on Thursday, September the 25th, at the Carlos Tiatier. Oviedo under Vincenzo Periovic. They are 17th right now, 3 points for them, just one win in the last 6. Against Barcelona, Hansi Flick, they are second with 13 points. They're unbeaten in at least the last 10 matches, and they won 5 of the last 6 coming into this. They played 16 times, these two clubs, since 1993. 4 wins Oviedo, 10 wins Barcelona. There's been 2 draws. They last played over at Oviedo, 3-2 winners it was for Barcelona. In fact, though, over the last 6, Barcelona have only won 3. Oviedo have also won 3. In fact, Oviedo have got 2 wins the last 3 between these two sides. 1 at Barcelona and 1 at this very venue. Meanwhile, Oviedo, though, are on the back of a successive back-to-back away defeats. Their back-to-back games without a goal, in fact. Meanwhile, Barcelona, though, looking good right now. 3 wins on the bounce in all shapes and all sizes. Bookies will give it to Barcelona, as they will, as will I, of course. 3-1 on that one. And that, my friends, completes my picks for these midweek action. And if I'm right, this is what the table will look like heading out of match number 6. It'll be Real Madrid top of the charts there. Barcelona remain in second. Athletic Club up to 3rd right now, with Getafe sitting in 4th. Going down, Oviedo, Mallorca, and Girona. We do have the Super Brute. It is live, of course. Get involved with that. And, of course, we'll see who, of course, is in charge after a bit of a hiatus with the updates on that. But then, until then, subscribe, smash the like. I'll see you later, of course. But until then, I am done.